Hello and good evening, everyone. I am Gary Gonzo, and welcome to P1's coverage of Round 3 of Season 2 of the Sim Gamer Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series. We come to you tonight from just outside of the Windy City at CHICAGOLAND Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. Thanks for joining us after a week off for the holidays. We are back at it after the first two races are swept by Chris Stouffer. He is taking the night off to be with the family. We take not our hat for that one for sure, but we're going to see a new winner this season one way or another tonight. Qualifying currently underway. About 2 minutes left to qualify here at the mile-and-a-half oval on the outskirts of the region here. And there you see the track conditions, 85 degrees on the ambient, 117 on the track temp. It's up there. It is a daytime race at CHICAGOLAND. Joining me as always is Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Luis, welcome to CHICAGOLAND, a track that I know that you raced at many, many times. Did pretty decent here as well. What are we expecting tonight? We got a big field.
Yes, for sure. Good evening for everyone. And 117 and the track. 1 week off. Really feel like a forever to come back here at ISRA again. CHICAGOLAND, really like it. CHICAGOLAND. It's one of my favorite. It's really technical. You think it is, you can go inside the IRL line inside. But in turn 2, the car is going to the wall. And in turn 3, sometimes depends how you turn the wheel. It's getting loose. So it's really important, especially in this condition now with the a little bit hot, not really hot like Atlanta or Texas with over 125. Make sure or be aware about that condition. The other thing, we didn't, maybe Murphy and Clendy mentioned in the Open Series today, but we passed 1K after maybe 7-8 months when we started all this again, after we coming from the other channel to the new one over here. It was hard, but we are 1K, and that's really, really important for us. And thank you so much for everyone.
There it is, and we did pass the 1,000 mark, so thank everybody that's taking the time to push the button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. We certainly would appreciate that. We're getting ready to go racing now as qualifying is currently done for the session. Let's get into... We got a little bit of a warm-up here, but we'll get into today's starting lineup here from CHICAGOLAND. There is your starting grid. On the pole, Tristan Fortson with a speed of 2:18.4. Right next to him is Mohamed Omir. Mohamed, the winner at the votive race season ender at Indianapolis. He's on the front row here at a 2:18.2. Then we got Ty Quilla back on row 2, followed by Mark Murphy, old and slow at 2:18.1. Mason Mitchum and Clendy back on row 3. Mitchum, the last car in the 2:18 bracket. Clendy, the fastest car in the 2:17 bracket, 2:17.99. Jane Coker set on the pole for just a little bit towards the end of qualifying there. A 2:17.7, a lot of pace. The host with the host, Rigney, 2:17.6. Greenlee and Hearn back on row 5. Don't forget, Richie Hearn is the fastest man alive in real life at CHICAGOLAND. He holds the existing track record. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, but they're back on row 5. Back on row 6, we got Herrick and Rodriguez. Back on row 7, Fowler returning back to the series. Good to see him back in the car. Wags right next to him in row 7. Lovern and Reagan back in row 8. Ramsey and Collins on row 9. And we got the other Collins, that's right. Jason and Jacob. Jacob back in row 10 right next to Jason's teammate, Rick Ravon. And we're going to see Rick coming deep in the field here from 20th on back. We know he'll be wanting to go to the front rather quickly. Well, we still have more to call here. We got Kirby and Hayes. Kirby had storms in his area leading into the race, so hopefully he still will be able to join us all throughout this race. That's row 11. Gallas and Forsyth on row 12. Marcamini and Miller on row 13. And Lionel Callisto and Ryan O'Donohue from the AMA back in row 14. 28 cars. We're going to take the green flag tonight here at Chicagoland.
Really big field, actually. Really field to have a Monday night. So I didn't mention about the stopper. You said about the stopper. I hope the stopper don't have that problem they have in that moment Murphy in the last season when he missing one race, and because that he went very back on the standings. So with all of this drop week and stuff, pretty good help for the stopper. But this race is not really a good for drop week. I think so could be others. Maybe Road America is a good for drop week. But this race, I think there's a really big miss for stopper.
Yeah, again, I take my hat off to him because he's out doing dad things. We got to make a lot of sacrifices when we become a parent, and well, missing a little sim racing is one of those sacrifices. There are the points coming into today. Stouffer with a 35-point lead coming into today's round. This is round 3 of the championship, followed by Lionel Callisto. Gotta give a shout out to Lionel here. Normally he's coming from behind to take the points lead. Well, right now he's second coming into this race. And followed up by Matt Wagner in third, Murph in fourth, Greenlee in fifth. But the interesting name on this, or not seen, here he is down at the very bottom, is Clindy in 19th, our defending series champion. A rough start to his defense of his campaign. He is 19th in the standings and buried deep. But again, only 2 races to start. So lots of time to recover still, and it's still a pretty long season. We do 14 rounds here in the ISRA. Here is the schedule. You'll see we'll be at Kentucky next, then Gateway, then Indianapolis, and then Road America, Homestead, Twin Ring, Motegi, Phoenix at night, Michigan, Atlanta, Kansas, and then we will wrap up with Championship Monday and Pocono. We'll show that a little bit later in the stream.
I like to have it Pocono as the last race. Usually all these leagues we follow, they add Indianapolis as the last one. So pretty good for the league to add Pocono as the last race of the season. Actually, for the championship should be.
Yeah, we're going to decide it there. We are gridding up here. Waiting for people to load in at the last minute here. Bit of B-roll to show you a little bit more about Chicagoland Speedway. The rule set for today is a 1.5 mile D-shaped oval, 130 laps, 195 race miles. Unlimited tires, 100% fuel, 1 fast repair. Pit road speed limit is 45 miles per hour. Track record is held by, and we talked about this before, Richie Hearn set a speed back in 2003, a speed of 223.1. We weren't even going that fast for real here, or in our virtual world. So that fast record he did is a pretty stout one indeed. The career wins leaders here at Chicagoland when IndyCar ran here. Sam Hornish, Dan Weld, Dario Franchitti each with 2 wins. 4 of the top 10 closest IndyCar finishes have been here, including 3 of the top 4. Okay, so 4 of the top 10, 3 of the top 4 closest all-time IndyCar races have been here at Chicagoland.
So race control said to come into the pit, you have to be for turn 3. So they have to going for that turn 3 for apron, 4 brake, going to the pit. So it's gonna be sleepy. It's really slippery
It is really
over
slippery
there.
down there. It is really slippery. If you enjoy P1's coverage of the Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. If you are one of the first 1,000 subscribers that have already been a subscriber to our channel, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. We really appreciate you being here. Get ready to go green. As we see Fortson, O'Meara, Quilla, and Murphy, the top 4, going to bring us the green flag. Here we go at Chicagoland.
Nice jump on the Collins, Jacob Collins, actually, in there. Already won 2 places than going for Reagan over there, almost in freeway.
And Fortson teammates at the front of the field with track racing. They are going to try to work together and pull away from Quilla. We got Mark Murphy. He's back there in the chicken pit, Dallara. That is one of his old-time throwback liveries he goes back to. If you're a fan of stock car racing movies, you'll recognize that one right away. Clindy in 5th. Jane Coker in 6th. We got Rigney in 7th, Greenlee 8th, and we are 2x2 a little bit further on back. Got Hearn to the inside of Greenlee, right behind Hearn. To the high side, that is going to be Chris Fowler and the green 4D car, 2 teammates together. Ty Quilla sets the purple lap that time by a 2:16 flat. We're still coming up to speed. Starting to get in the single file. There is Rick Ravon going 3 wide in the 3. He's going to glue it to the bottom under Gary Lovern. Lovern's going to slide up in front of Chris Reagan. And we're back to 2 wide at the line. Meanwhile, up in front of him, Mitchum and Collins side by side as that lead group of the first 11 or so are now starting to sneak away a little bit as they're all single file and they're racing pretty hard back here in the mid-pack.
That's what usually you see when you want to go to the front. I follow Raven. It's going very caution in there because in turn 3 is getting a little bit loose. Don't burn 2 tires too fast. We have 5 laps. You have to, hit the wall, and also Henrik also too in the clip the wall, just little keys. But you don't want to burn the tires now because you still have a lot of to do in the track for going on the front.
Chris Fowler sets the purple lap. He's up 7 spots. He's one of your biggest movers at the moment, but along with Jacob Collins, they are slicing and dicing back there right around just behind Jason. Jason also up 7 spots. Rick, we expected to want to get up to the front pretty quick, but he has found a lot of people are willing to race around him right here in the early stages. Rick's up 5 spots to 15th, but they are 2x2 in front of him in a lot of these passes. Now he's reached the front. Now he's going to split the top 3 right down the middle.
Oh. Incident on the back. Justin Kirvin have a contact with Galas. Galas going up, and yeah. And Galas also too is involved in the contact. So Kirby is out. He's in the pit now, actually, with middle flag.
And Kirby does come to pit road, and he does execute that fast repair. But let's go back and see what happened here. As Gallus and Kirby are racing pretty hard. Gallus gets a shot underneath, and I think Gallus it goes up the racetrack and runs out of room. Yep, that's exactly what happened. as the cars behind them kind of scramble.
I think that still he have a outside in his spotters, maybe said, but that you have to lift the throttle because you know you have the car outside. But that's unfortunately for Justin. Actually, Justin is doing very well in the upper wheel. So.
Yeah, we expect he finished on the podium a number of times in our inaugural season. We expect to see him taking a W at some point. As they always say, good finishes lead to podiums. Podiums lead to wins. Wins lead to championships, and he's been getting those podiums. So we expect him to probably be getting a W here at some point. Maybe when we get to the road course, we shall see. Side by side, Quilla and Murphy for position a little bit further back. Right behind Shane Coker. There you see Kirby rejoining. He is currently 2 laps down in the order, but he has executed his fast repair. Rodriguez and the works car, the Mad Works car, right behind him in 8th. Rick has now worked his way up to 9th. He is now up 11 spots. It is officially your biggest gator at the moment. Lap 14 in the books. Rigney in 10th.
Oh, Raven kind of close on the wall and turn 2. Little bit like little bit loose. I follow for the bar chase, so it's really loose. The car on the Rick Raven, especially when you're getting close to the car. So you need to be aware about the tires. I hope it's not gonna get burned soon, but at least stay on the track and gain position over there.
Hanging over the left rear of Rick Raven's car, the Robbie Gordon cam. Here we see the leaders back and forth, swapping the lead teammates, working together to try to pull away from 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Arrow wash there, impacting Coker in 7th. You see him go up the racetrack. We see Rick stalking Rick up in the wall. I think also going up in the wall a little bit there is also Coker. And now we're going to have a battle for position. This is a battle for 7th.
Yes, it is so easy for Raven. I think so. Coker tried to save it, stand little bit tires to go into the last stint. So, but Raven is attacked. He's going full attack in there. He don't want to wait actually.
As long as I've known Rick, that is not like him to be a patient one in races. If you can, if there is such a thing, it's certainties in life. It's death, taxes, and Rick Raven wanting to lead every single lap of every single race. Oh, caution on the racetrack.
Yeah, kind of the wall. It says.
Oh, we got Chris Reagan involved. Jim Herrick sideways on the backstretch.
Oh.
And he did it in the neighborhood of a lot of his team cars are around, and Reagan picked it up. So we'll see what happened as Jim now crossing the start-finish line on the replay. A lot of cars in front of him, a lot of dirty air. 3 different lines look like they were occupying the clean air.
No, I hit the wall.
And he just goes up into the wall. And the thing is there is he hits the wall and he bounces off it. And his drivers were in a position to avoid him, but he just loses control of the car. And unfortunately, the boss man takes out the employee. Chris Reagan runs into him. And poor Chris, kind of an innocent victim on that one, being taken out by the boss man. But they'll be able to go to pit road and execute the fast repair. But everyone's going to come to pit road because it's about that time, and tires are going to matter here because this is a daytime race. O'Meara is going to beat out Fortson. Willa comes out 3rd. Clindy's going to join his teammate in 4th. Murph in 5th. Fowler in 6th, Rick 7th, Coker 8th, Rodriguez in 9th, and Richie Hearn in 10th out of pit road. So everybody came to pit road. I don't think anyone stayed out.
Nope. Nope, nobody. So about Henrik, it's really weird. So he follow basically Jacob Collins to the wall because Collins hit the wall. He leave a little bit the throttle, and when he put it back to full throttle, he couldn't cover control. He tried to put the car in straight again, but that's unfortunately because sorry, what is in the back? Reagan is Cuban even thinking about is going to go to the right again.
Kirby did stay out, and he'll get the waiver round, so he will get one of his 2 laps back that he was down in the order. So that's pretty fortunate for him, and really he's still early enough in the stint that this works out pretty well for him that he could race pretty well in this next stint and go deep into it.
Incident on the pit road. Wow, Malcolm. Oh my God, Malcolmini. He fly because Ryan Donoghue just brake to try to get in the box, and I seen somebody else, Hugo Galaz involved also too.
Yeah, I see a couple different meatballs on pit road, so we're watching Marcomini. Let me know before if we're getting ready to go greens because we want to watch these replays here. But cars coming down pit road.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure exactly when this happened. Oh, he did not ghost yet. Marcomini, he was expecting the car to ghost. This is a very similar problem we saw last night that impacted. Gallus into the nose. Very, very similar last night to I was on the Sim TV broadcast of the Indy Elite Series, IES, their final race of their series ever. It was at Indianapolis, and a very similar instance happened to Andreas Ike and Henry Bennett, and they were expecting the ghosting to occur there, and ghosting did not occur. Okay, we're back. I think we're back racing.
Yes, it's in green now. So that ghost is really iRacing have to take it off because sometimes you're thinking and you're thinking bad, and it's better to don't put it because it makes it more realistic in the pit wall also too. So you have to be aware 100% from 1 to 130. It doesn't matter if it's in pit or no. You have to be aware always.
Murph gets around Clindy on the restart. We missed that. We could go back and I think maybe wants the restart. And we'll watch it again at full speed here.
Oh.
Not sure exactly. I think he got around him on the backstretch. Got a good run on him here. That is the restart. Go back to live TV. Omier and Fortson still working together at the point. Murph in 3rd, Quilla in 4th. We got Chris Fowler now working his way up in the 5th. Clindy is in 6th, but look out. Rick Rayvon down low sends it on Clindy. I think he did touch the wall, but again, as we like to say, just a kiss.
Yeah, just a kiss, but I think he overdrive. He make the pass. Right? I don't want to say dive on, but when you do that, it's I'm gonna say this. At 90%, you're gonna hit the wall. So, and also be careful because these guys, at least they understand it's going hard, and at least they left the throttle because maybe others could be just going into the back on the Rick Raven.
Murphy teleports himself to the lead, and he is your new leader here at lap 26, 27, now 28.
Yeah. They have a blinking.
Aquila in 4th, Chris Fowler in 5th, Rick Ray Vaughn in 6th, Rick down to the bottom. Rick is really making this car rotate on the bottom on that white line, and he knows, Rick knows, if there's anyone that follows old racing any more than I do, it's this guy, and he knows that when he gets the lead here, he's going to execute what they call the IRL line, which is the line down on the very bottom of the racetrack. We're going to ride with Rick one more time. And I will illustrate for you with my handy-dandy telestrator as we see a car on the apron coming to pit road, the IRL line. As O'Meara down low, the IRL line is right down on the very bottom on this white line down there. That's a horrible line that I just drew, but I'm drawing it with a mouse. That is the IRL line. So back when the IRL, the Indy Racing League, used to run here, as soon as you got the lead, you would go right down to this bottom line, and you would camp out on it, and no one could pass you on the high side.
Only if you're San Hornet, maybe you can wait for the second line.
And Rick right to the front on cue.
Oof.
Yeah, Mohammed's fallen back quite a bit. I'm not sure now all of a sudden everyone decided to shift gears mentally and go into a fuel save mode, but I think we might be working a fuel save race now. Yeah.
It's too much. Sometimes, you know what? That stuff is really weird because then sometimes you have a good first stint. And then
back now he's back now he's blinking again.
They have to pull out because it's make crazy. Actually, it's make crazy my because it's make crazy. Actually, it's make crazy my standings too. And
I don't think this is a fuel save race yet. I mean, it's about 45 laps to do a stint here on these 1.5-mile ovals at full burn. We pitted all at lap 20 just about, so if you go 45, it's going to be like 65 laps at that point, and then another 45. They still have to do one more stop, so it's not a fuel save yet. We're gonna have to get into some. You're right, and that's why I brought up the weather conditions. Is that the track temp has gone up a little bit. And that might be what O'Meara is feeling a little bit, is the track temp changed and his car is just not behaving the way that it was early in the race.
Yeah, so that's the feeling you have in the track. So it's really something, maybe the people thinking about, oh, maybe I'm talking about some, doesn't make sense. But yeah, at some point makes sense. When you have the same, you have the same setup. Everyone is having the same setup, but the only adjustment changes is inside. So if you miss with some of them, everything's changing with your car, and that's happened with O'Meara. So I feel I don't understand why my car is going like this.
Chris Fowler.
He drift. Oh, nice save, and also Richard Hearn, good for him. Keep breaking in there.
Lindy slots back in line, giving himself a little bit of a break from Chris Fowler. Resetting on this. If you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series coming to you from Chicagoland. We've completed now 40 of 130 laps. You're enjoying P1's coverage of tonight's race. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for future iRacing content, including tomorrow. The IndyCar Oval Series continues its season with round 7 of the championship at Legacy Charlotte Motor Speedway. Coverage starts at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss it. A lot of these same racers will be in that lineup as well, as Rick is pulling away. He now has a 1.2 second lead, and this is also what's leading me to believe is that maybe the rest of the pack has decided to do a fuel save, because normally you don't see the leader pull away here at these type of drafting tracks for an IndyCar. Normally the leader, once he hits that wall of air that he needs to punch through, just all of a sudden comes back to everybody, and really no one else can break away, because as soon as they get up into that wall of air, they suffer the same conditions. But he's just kind of pulling away now, 1.4 seconds. He's about ready to break the draft envelope. So I'm wondering, going back to my initial statement, do we have a fuel save going on? The numbers say no, but what I see on the racetrack says it's a possibility.
Yeah, it could be a possibility, but I think I went back to the rewind the view, so I don't know, maybe he burned the tires really fast, because I think he followed Murphy inside, so he's burned the tires maybe for 5 laps and the tires gone. Who knows? I don't know. It's really strange, because he was in the middle of all of these guys, and he tried to pull it to the high line, but he couldn't, and then maybe he burned the tire. So that's what I guess it, because that's a lot of lose from first to 10 in just 20 laps maybe.
And Rick is now getting ready to put 2 seconds on the field. He's got a 1.8 second lead. Bringing up some gaps, just to let you know. You don't see this very often at Chicagoland.
Well, if like this, yeah, makes sense now when you're set. So he going for fuel, just burn it. Everyone is saving because it's really slow. Raybon 25.7 last lap. Preston 26.2.
Yeah, look at that. 213 for Rayvon, Fortson 209, Murph 210, Fowler 212. Everybody in the pack behind him is saving, with the exception of Fowler. Fowler wants to come to the front. That is his MO.
Oh, yes. I have this episode with Rayvon. He in the Dark Horse, actually. He started this Sunday in P1. In New Hampshire, he went to the front. He thought he can go into the end. I was second with the DW12, and I knew he was short for 2 laps, and he keep going and keep going and keep going. And he was out of the fuel in the last lap, and so I won the race at that day. So again, we already saw it last season how Rick Rayvon is going to the front, and at some point he had to come into the pit when we have a 10 or 15 to go, when you cannot do nothing else. So I hope it's can at least have the best bet for him is to have a yellow flag.
Yeah.
Yellow flag in the 40th maybe for him.
Yeah, we are already 29 laps into this stint. Remember, we all stopped at lap 20 for the first caution. We are now 30 laps into the stint, so we expect to see people coming to pit road about 15 laps from now for their next stop, the next to last stop. And if they do it under green, they're going to have to enter going down the backstretch, going into turn 3.
That is going to be a yellow. It could be have a possibility to have a yellow over there. But look, see on the track, everyone is going in one line. So I don't see any fight, or maybe try to make the pass. Maybe Lovren over there on Wagner for 16, but all of them just one line.
Everybody pretty much staying in line. Murphy's connection issues have stabilized. He is now effectively acting like the leader of the race for the rest of the pack. And I would imagine that when Rick comes to pit road, Murph might not be too far behind if we do indeed and stop under green. But it looks like a lot of the racing has kind of just stopped. Everyone's now in line. Everyone's kind of figured out what everyone's doing. Even Fowler has kind of dropped his pace a little bit. He's dropped in line now behind Fortson. And the ISRA Open Wheel Series is brought to you by the Sim Gaming Expo. Get ready for the ultimate simulation gaming experience. The Sim Gaming Expo is bringing all genres of simulation and gaming technology under one roof. Join us September 5th through 7th in Chicagoland, not this speedway, but in the Chicagoland area at Schaumburg at the Schaumburg Convention Center to try out the latest gear from the biggest brands in the industry. Meet your favorite streamers and celebrate your passion for simulation with our incredible community. Don't miss out. To learn more, get your tickets today or let me say that again. To learn more or to get your tickets, you want to go to simgamingcombo.com. Gosh, I want to say sim racing so bad because we got a lot of action going on here. But go to Sim Gaming Expo and be a part of sim gaming history today. Again, that's Sim Gaming Expo. Link is in the description. To learn more, to buy your tickets, or to join one of their many social accounts, they are all there on their webpage.
So I try to remember. Do you remember which track was when Richie Hearn come into the pits and make the drift and just come into the pit safe in the apron? I don't remember. I think it was Chicagoland.
We're back here racing for position between Chris Reagan, who executed the fast repair back around lap 20 or so with that incident with his boss, Jim Herrick. He has now worked his way up front now to position 4, racing Clindy here for that position. So the Ford E-cars are trying to rocket to the front. Fowler getting really close to turn 2 exit wall there. Quilla was running up at the top 3 for the start of this race. He's back to 7th. O'Meara started in the front of this pack. He is back to 9th. Rigney very quietly has stayed in the top 10 all day. He's in 10th as we are getting very close now to next round of pit stops. Hey, in December, P1 becomes the prime time home for happy hour at the Brickyard, your nightly destination for all the action leading up to the prestigious PRI Hoosier 500. The last kiss of the bricks for 2025 starts here. The countdown is on. So everybody pucker up and don't miss a second of the action. Like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in. We will see you in December, and many of these same racers as well when they make the lineup for the PRI Hoosier 500 right here on P1 Broadcasting. They're quickly getting to the halfway point there very shortly as the laps are quickly ticking down here.
Yeah, I think so. We have 5 to go, or maybe a little more for all of these guys saving fuel.
Murph is pulled away from that group too, so Murphy is kind of doing the exact same thing. And Fortson, Fortson now, he has turned the wick up and he's pulled away from the group. Clindy now a second behind. Now, Clindy and Reagan were racing side by side for a long time. And now they're finally getting in line, but the field is very strung out now. This is a result of very worn tires and a very hot track temperature. Let's give you an update on that track temperature. There you see it. It is now 120 degrees. That is getting into fixed Indy 500 territory, Legacy Atlanta territory. Here we see Clindy, then Reagan, Fowler, Quilla. They're racing for 6th right now. Back behind him is Richie Hearn, Mohamed O'Meara.
So Ryan's is the first one to call the pits now. Wow. Corey Miller. I think he hit the wall. No, he lost on turn 2. And
he's on the apron right now. So it is a fine art to learn the fuel save in these Indy cars. And Brian O'Donohue, a stock car regular in the AMA, which we see on Thursdays and Fridays here. And here comes Rick Ravon.
Rick Ravon, yes.
Yeah, and we see AMA. He's a regular in AMA. We see on Thursdays and Fridays. He's still kind of learning the car, so he had a little more of a bigger burn. He's okay. He got the pit road good. So now he needs to find his spot. He started in 20th, so he's going to be midway down. He's going to have an early in here. And he rolls in, hits the marks. He backs up just a little bit. That's going to cost him some time. But remember, he had a huge lead. That turns the lead over to Murph.
.5 for Ravon.
And that put Ravon in. He did, let's see, he is going to rejoin the field way down.
He did 44.
He went 45 exactly on that stint.
So 44 in track and plus 1 when you're across the pits. The extra. But yeah, maybe all of these guys going to go for more. So now Ravon needs to, everyone, make a good pit entry to go to the lead for maybe 5 seconds again, or maybe 4, who knows, or maybe more, I don't know. But that's what he wants now. So just everyone stay clear and go to the end. So if somebody threw the yellow flag,
look at Rick on the high side here. Yeah, look at Rick on the high side, though. He is so much faster with these fresh tires, and that's kind of what he's hoping here, is that he's going to start putting down some big laps while everyone else on these used tires are suffering at the moment. So he's doing the undercut while everyone else is trying the overcut. And then really the only reason that he's doing the undercut is that he had to. He needed fuel.
Yeah. So we are 63. Maybe he can cut in half. Okay, I thought it's gonna be Reagan going to the line of Ravon over there, but he can maybe cut the stint and 2 and do 2 more stops. So I don't know. It's something we can see at the end. So I think so. Murphy's calling to the pits now. Yeah, it's coming to the pit now.
Very slippery, just like that. Nice. And that's going to cost him some time on this overall stop as he tries to get the car woed down. Just avoid getting the caution. He now hits pit road, and he goes all the way to the end for this one. So he has a long run. That's going to turn the lead over to Fortson. Fortson now 51 laps into this stint. That's a lot saved for everyone. So anyways, in my strategy, I think for everyone, you need to cut the stint and 2, because if you go for 50, you're going to have maybe 10 to go, because we are 60 now past in the line to go. So nobody want to make that 10 lap or maybe 5 laps. Well, if we get, the closer we get to 80, the closer we get to possibly final stop.
Very interesting how much they save it. Now we have 53 for Clendy, 53 for, well, everyone. Reagan is calling now, so maybe everyone is coming in 2 laps. And Ravon he need to make the pass on the
Chris Reagan. Oh, he about re-entered the race, and there he goes. He's going to spin out, but he's going to do it and that's going to bring out the caution. And here comes Lionel Callisto. He needs to not go to pit road, but he's going to hit pit road, and we are under caution. Just what this whole field wanted, but not what Rick Ravon wanted. Although he is going to cycle all the way to the front, I think. Murphy did not want this.
Oh, no. So he was close. He was side by side with Treston where you make the pass and the yellow flag's out. So he is one lap down.
So he had to cycle back. He just missed. Let's go back and let's watch if we could see on Rick here.
I think Calisto is the... Oh, Calisto also took a lap down.
Let's watch from Clindy's point of view because we could see when the lights come on. Here comes Rick. Rick goes on the outside trying to get back on the lead. Oh, he was not by. He was not by. Oh, my gosh. He was half a car at best.
Yeah. He was so close.
And here comes the whole field down the pit road. And the problem is here, Rick's going to stay out. And he's going to cycle to the front. And he will get the wave around, but he is 10 laps already into his stint. He's still going to have to come to pit road a lot sooner than everyone else. And also, Murphy will get the wave around here as well.
But the question is, how much tire you're burning in all of this make the pass? So that's a handicap for Raven. I think of Murphy, no, because Murphy is really quiet and chill in the past, but Raven, no.
So here's the deal. In that stint, everyone that's coming off a pit road you're looking at went 56 laps on that stint. So if we go 76 plus 56, that's 132. That means the race is done. Everyone just made their final stop. They're going to have to save fuel still. They can't do a full burn. So we're going to see a little bit more of the same in this stint. A lot of running in line while others are going to want to run to the front. But these guys might be done. And I think Rick's going to have to stop again.
Yeah, for sure. You need to stop once again. Maybe in lap, where's Rick? I see, it's the 11. Maybe
yeah, he's 11 in now. Maybe
3 more laps, or maybe 20 miles more.
I don't know if he can hustle around and then go to pit road and do a stop and then recapture the field. I don't know. We'll see.
I think they can.
Mohamed Omir is cycling to the back here. Not sure what happened to him.
Oh, Omier is waiting for Raven. Maybe have a penalty.
I don't know how he would have it. Oh, and he just toes.
Oh.
So this is going to make this even better for these guys. Another lap under caution. There'll be another 2 laps, basically. So it's going to make the fuel save even easier. And might make things a little bit better for Rick Ravon. Again, not sure what happened with Omir, why he had to tow. Excuse me. And if you're just joining us, we are into the second half of this race here at Chicagoland Speedway. You're watching P1's coverage of round 3 of 14 of the Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series coming to you from Chicagoland. We're currently Treston Fortson is your leader. Clindy is second. Wags has worked his way up to third. He got up there really quick. I'm not sure what he did on pit road, but he got himself in and out of his stall really quickly. Chris Fowler in fourth. Richie Hearn in fifth. Rigney in sixth. Ty Quilla in seventh. Jane Coker in eighth. Devin Ramsey in ninth. And Gary Lovern in 10th. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. Thank you for all those that have subscribed. We have reached the 1,000 mark tonight. And the next race for us, for the Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series, next week, Legacy, Kentucky. Coverage starts at 9:35 p.m. Eastern Time right here on P1. Don't miss it.
Wow, so difficult, Kentucky. The old one. Really difficult. especially in turn 3 and 4. It's really like why the car is not getting inside. No, the car is really hard in there.
Coming to green this time by Tristan Fortson, winner in the Votive Series, does a very slow restart, and they're piling up behind Fowler. Preston has the win to lead off last season at Michigan. Lindy, the Votive Season 2 champion, he's second. Matt Wagner looking for another win to add to his stock car and IndyCar totals here in the ISRA and move Lindy to the front as the top three start trying to break the draft already for Fowler, who did not have a good restart.
And Raven is ready to start. He's ready to win like wow, 3-way on the one. So really have make the pass for 5 cars now is in the 14 over there.
Well, if you want to find whatever lit the fire for the Chicago Fire, apparently it's under the rear end of Rick Ravon right now, as he is the hot man on the move. He's now up to 14th, but he's going to have to stop again. So how is he going to sacrifice on this stint? Is he going to try to save, or is he going to full send it? He's going to reach Jason Collins' teammates here momentarily. Not sure how much racing they're both going to do.
The good thing about the first, I'm gonna say maybe 10, 20 laps is really risk. It's a high risk to have a yellow flag because everyone is fight with the new tires, and then after maybe 25, 30, everyone is going in one line because it's getting more difficult. So that's what Rick Raven need to. But the only thing Raven saved the race is going to. With yellow flag for him, the caution.
Fortson back to the lead. Clindy second. Wags in third. Fowler in fourth. Richie Hearn in fifth.
Oh.
Going back to Rick. He's using the high side, so he's using a lot of his tires up there, ripping the top.
I have a, oh my god, I have an info on Omier. Start asking him what happened. You have a,
contact between, we got Lover, and we got Rick Ravon, and we got Collins. Oh, and we got Jim Herrick involved as well.
Oh, he did something. No, it's something. That's too much.
Yeah, he was really a man on the move, and he was trying to thread the needle on the top side. And let's go back a little bit further, and we will check out Jacob Collins. Sorry. And we're going to see what happened in front of Jacob, because I think Jacob, he was doing the best he could, because there were cars in front of him and all sorts of dirty air. And there you see 2 cars up in front of him, 3 cars up in front. That's actually his teammate, Jacob, or Ty Quilla. And then you see, and actually, as you see right before the contact occurs there, Craig Forsyth wandered up into the wall, and that kind of brought up Jacob with him. And it's one of those things that we see quite frequently in IndyCar racing, is that the top side, you could rip the top side. You could pass people up there. We saw another car tumbling. That, who is that? That is Corey Miller? Yeah. We'll watch what happens in front of Corey Miller. He goes for a heck of a run. Of course, this all happens in front of him, and again, a little late on the brake, and into Hugo Gallis, almost takes out Reagan, or not Reagan, that's Rodriguez. This is doing some barrel rolls to get into Van Halen car. I mean, I guess you're going to get that much airtime, you might as well play Van Halen Dreams.
Oh, that's
I'm sorry, but all that, you were given a pit road report of what happened to Mohamed Omir.
okay. So, two things. So we're talking about the why he's going back. Well, save fuel. He said it's just save fuel. Try to go in for my tires to the end and things. And the second, why he towing? Because he thought he can turn off the car and save more fuel, like a doing NASCAR. So he turned off the car, and the car can, of course, cannot turn on by himself. So that's happened with
A teaching moment for Mohamed Omir. I see what he's trying to do. I see him working there. You could turn I think you could turn the car off under caution, but I don't think you could turn the car off under speed.
I'm not sure. I don't want to say they can, or maybe I'm gonna say something stupid, maybe not. But if you put it second, I'm pressed because I have two buttons.
Right.
One is the clip for the car when I make the dash sound. Maybe it can go in because they have two options, like a turn off all the electricity, and the other one is like the click when you put the thing. I don't know. It's something could be works, but yeah, he thought maybe, but nope. I prefer to do it in practice. Don't do it.
That might be one of those things you definitely want to practice in practice, like green flag pit stops. Yeah, well, we're back up to the front. Clinty's going to bring us the green flag here at lap 88. This is no longer really going to be a fuel save for these guys up front. They should be able to make this comfortably. It is Clinty, Fowler, Wagner, Hearn, and now Rigney in the top 5.
Oh, look at that Murphy on the bottom and Preston on the high line. That's a problem. Good fast, good momentum on the Preston to going to the bottom now.
So a number of drivers did come to pit road that time. Fortson did come to pit road. Fortson, Murphy, Marcamini, Lover, Mitchum, O'Donoghue, Say Hey Lewis Hayes, David Rodriguez. They all pitted on lap 86, so they are definitely good to go on fuel. And they might actually have a fresher set of tires on at the moment. There's only 13 laps difference between what the leaders have and what those that came to pit road put on, so it's not a big difference. But we're going to see them use it as the track temperature. Here's your update: is 119, so it's come down a little bit. So it is favoring those with the used tires, but we'll watch them as these final laps click down. As we're now at lap 90 of 130.
Looking at the Preston desperate, trying to make the pass for the bottom. And Murphy already catching him. So I think so the best for Preston just stay calm, try to make the pass, try to look in the pass for the outside, not for inside, because you're gonna burn the tires and for sure the outside is more faster than the inside. Now, looking at the desperate on Preston, try to go in on the front again. And Murphy stay over there. Look at that. He have experience. So he going for the middle line. That's better than the first line.
Hey, Lewis Hayes about made a meeting with the Mines coming off of turn 2 on the exit there. Kept it off the wall. A lot of dirty air in front of him. A lot of dirty air in front of these two. They're Ryan O'Donoghue and Mateus Marcamini side by side. This is for 15th. Everybody racing very hard throughout the back. Lover taking a peek to the inside of Jason Collins. Now we have, well, it's not a very good event. It's just like a handicap match at the front right now. It's Clinty versus 3 4D cars. We got Fowler, Hearn, Ramsey, all teammates, second, third, and fourth. And so what does, how do you break up a handicap match in wrestling, Lewis? You got to bring a steel chair to the ring. And Clinty... not known for weapons.
I think Willa's too far, so he needs to push to try to help Clendy, but it's over there. But the problem is he needs to pass Regney, Matt, and then Ramsey. Actually, Ramsey too. So leave the record guy win the race.
Best race of the season right now for Glindy. Now, these two have not raced an awful lot together at the front. We've seen Fowler before in the Lionheart Series. Many starts there. Glindy, many starts in a lot of official races. Not as many starts in league races. Now the meeting of the two have met here. And we're going to see how these two give each other and respect each other on room. Seem to be given a lot of room right now. 96 of 130, coming to 30 to go here very shortly. We reach lap 100. Here we go. Glindy still on the bottom, but he's creeping up just a little bit. Ours getting really close to the exit of turn 2 wall. Murph on the inside of Reagan.
Yeah, it is. So that's what I want to mention. So it's over there. I already make the pass of Forsyth. And like I said again, so I know you have a new tires, just 12 new, but you have to be like a mind. Put a mind. You put a mind on the track. You maybe in 10 more laps or maybe 20 more laps.
Turn in the wall.
Oh no.
That's going to cost him a little bit of momentum, and that's going to open the door as Wags goes low.
That's a lot of keys over there. There's a long kiss in the wall, actually.
And if you're going to kiss that long, get a room. But I will say with 4D, Jim Herrick has kind of rebuilt his squad for the longest time. It was kind of just him and Craig Forsyth and Dan Marrera. And now they got Ramsey. They've added Chris Fowler. They've added Chris Reagan. They've added Richie Hearn. They've added Christopher. A lot of Chris's there on that team. But they've added a lot of good quality drivers to that lineup, and that's making 4D kind of a rebuilt kind of team. And it very much kind of reminds me of the second coming of Patrick Racing. And I know Jim typically likes those Patrick Racing numbers, the 20s and the 40s and the 60s. He typically puts on his cars. So very reminiscent of Patrick Racing from its resurgence in the 90s.
I thought you were gonna say like Andy Evans and Tien Scandia.
No, that's Team Watson Racing. Team Watson Racing has everybody, they'll have 10 drivers in the lineup if they were in this league. We love Team Watson. But just Scandia Racing back from 96. They had 10 cars in Indy 500. Some leagues, Watson Racing, they'll have that many cars in the lineup. But I always say, Lewis, and you might not always agree, because I know with Necky Racing, when you used to race with a lot of the teammates in the pink and black cars.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you guys didn't have that many cars, but I'm a firm believer of strength in numbers.
I know. Sometimes when you see everyone and then see, you're already in my team too.
Yeah.
And it's like, again and again. No, it's not really sometimes good, because your teammate could be your worst.
Contact
no,
on the front straight and up in front of. Wow. Callisto's in that, and I tell you what, and more into it, we got Collins in it. How Craig Forsyth has only a missing front wing is the question here, but let's go back and let's watch this.
He jumped. I think so. He have a damage. Yeah, he have a damage. Meatball flag.
Yeah, he has a front wing missing for sure.
No, the wheel
Forsyth?
is pointing for
Okay, we'll watch him. We'll watch him here in a moment. But here we go, and again, corner exit, giving each other a lot of room. But Murph, well, I don't know. We'll let people at home make the call on that one.
Like you mentioned Neki, so always Neki said you have to put your eyes in the track, so the track have a marks in there. If the car is coming your mark, it's because something's not your
Oh,
fault.
okay, interesting.
So
It's definitely a racing deal. From one angle, it
mm,
looks Murph went down. From another angle, it looks this angle right here. It looks like that Chris went up.
I'm gonna say Chris maybe put the car too high too soon, because when you come into approach to the track to the corner, you have to go into high and then down again. So I guess that I wanna say that, I don't know, but
Well,
race deal for sure.
let's watch Forsyth here. We got a whole back straight, but it started a little bit early. Reagan getting squirrely off of 2.
Whoa.
And that kind of opened the door because that's just a little bit of momentum. And remember, a minor lift in these cars is just like hitting an air brake. There's so much downforce on these cars. It's off the accelerator. It is, it pretty much just as effectively hitting the brake. But here we see him coming off the corner. It's a little close there, but that's okay. Now we see. Now watch this. How he. That second hit. And I thought it was just the front wing. That's going to be visit pit road for a fast repair.
At least he's still alive in the contender, and Jonas still alive is Richard Hearn with the hit in the wall. But I think everyone came to the pit. Yeah, everyone is going for
Everyone is
race.
good. Everyone is good to go to the end for sure with fuel now. They wanted a new set of tires. So Fowler the leader, Clindy second, Devin Ramsey in third, Richie Hearn fourth. So still Clindy at a disadvantage teammate-wise at the front of the pack. It is still 3 4D cars versus the one Rogue Racing car. Matt Wagner is up there in fifth. Rigney in sixth. Ty Quilla, the nearest teammate for Clindy, back in seventh. Greg Forsyth, he's been repaired with the fast repair. He very much wants to join his teammates in the top 4. He will be pressing hard. Tristan Fortson in ninth. Mark Amini, who we saw having a moment on pit road earlier this race, he's now up in the 10th, going green this time. Now remember, last time Fowler brought us to green, very slow. This time, a lot faster. Green flag in the air. We're going to finish this race, hopefully under green for this final 24 laps.
I didn't know until I know you said that, but I didn't realize until Fowler is is a teammate on Richard Hearn and over there.
Ty Quilla trying to get around Rigney on the high side.
He left it. Oh. He let it pass.
Who? What are you talking
about? Valor left past Clendy. That's really weird. He didn't put any chance. Yeah, he break it. He break the car. So he went 215 and turned 3, and then at the middle of the turn he went from 200 to 197. And then he pushed again.
Well, Clindy now your leader, and in front of him is Lionel Callisto, who was involved in that last incident. He's down in the order right now. Callisto is still, no, he is 3 laps down. Rick Ravon is 1 lap down. He's in 21st. He's going to be done for actually, he's rejoined the race, I think. Yeah, he has. So he is now 21st. Jacob Collins, he's rejoined the race. He is back on the lead lap in 20th. But it's Clindy the leader, and now he's pulled away by 1.1 over Fowler. Actually, Ramsey now moves up to second, so I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe did he
Was
have
like
a mechanical with his wheel or his pedals or something? It just seems awfully odd. I mean, everyone should be good to go on fuel.
yeah, it's kind of go first. Don't worry about it. And he left. So that's unfortunate because he caught the. I know it's Callisto over there. He can, David Ramsey, at least catch the draft of Callisto. But this kind of weird.
Yeah, it's not sure what happened there. We're going to find out maybe if we get some podium interviews here. ISRA Open World Series is brought to you by the Sim Gaming Expo. Get ready for the ultimate simulation gaming experience. The Sim Gaming Expo is bringing all genres of simulation and gaming technology under one roof. Join us just not too far from here at the Schaumburg Convention Center, September 5th through 7th, to try out the latest gear from the biggest brands in the industry. Meet your favorite streamers and celebrate your passion for simulation with our incredible community. Don't miss out. Learn more today. Or to get your tickets now, go to Sim Racing Combo. God dang it, that's twice I've done that this race. To our signature sponsor. But anyways, go to Sim Gaming Expo. There'll be a lot of sim racing going on there. Yes, there will be. But go to the simgamingexpo.com and be a part of simulation gaming history today. So we got Clindy the leader, Ramsey in second, Fowler in third, Hearn in fourth, and Wagner in fifth. But Clindy's kind of pulled away to a 1.1 second lead. I don't know if they're maybe taking things easier on the tires and they're expecting Clindy to wear out. I don't know.
I don't know. That's now it's 1.2. So if it's the second place, be Wagner or Forsyth or something, could be easy catch actually. I don't know. Ramsey can do it. It's still in the back on the back on the Clendy, but somebody of these three cars need to push. I need to push to going to the end. It's 12 to go, but Richard Hearn is just no. Actually, Fowler make the no easy to pass Richard Hearn over there.
So the ISRA Open Wheel Series visited Chicagoland last season for round 13, and it was Clindy getting the win. It was Callisto finishing second, Forsyth finishing third. So this is a home race for Clindy, and he very much wants to get the win here. His family lives just south of this area.
That's close, Wagner, nice. Oh, and Rigney saying too, so that's really close of Wagner with Quilla in the exit on turn 2.
Yeah, really, the only way this race is going to finish closer than what it is if we get a late caution. And I don't want to jinx Clindy, but he's got himself a 1.2 second lead. Ramsey's not reeling him in, and neither is Hearn. Quilla has got up in the battle, and he's starting to help out a little bit. Quilla, if he could get to Hearn, might spell a little relief for Clindy here in the final 10 laps.
And still, I don't know why he slowed down. He slowed down, basically, maybe he slowed down 30 miles slow.
Yeah, he's in sixth position now. He's in sixth position. He restarted this stint as your leader. He had a good restart, but he just let Clindy go.
It's not about the situation, why he did that. It's basically for the show. The show could be much interesting to the end, to have all this battle in between Hearn, Ramsey, Clendy, Quilla, also Wagner over there. Why not Rigney or Fowler in the contender to photo finish?
Trying to find the pass because we were actually, our head was turned. 7 to go.
Oh,
Watching this battle right here with Rigney and Fowler. Caution, there it is!
Oh, no. Oh, Gary Lovner on the back.
Gary Lovern. Yeah. And I think Rick Ravon had a black flag that he had to answer in that stint as well because he's back down a lap. But let's check it out. This is not what Clindy wanted. And let's see this battle here between Lovern and is it Coco?
Oh, you have to go a little more back in turn 3. They started over there with oh yeah, I think so. Maybe that is the reason Gary lost the car in turn 4. He had a hit or touch by Cocker on the back.
No, he got into the wall first, and then there's side checking.
So in the entry on turn 3, hit on Gary. Maybe have a damage. That's weird.
So I'm trying to find. We're at 5 to go, so I'm not sure when the restart was. That.
The last and the pass
yeah,
with.
I'm trying to find the pass and I can't find it, but.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll let you know. Oh no. Have to find it. Somebody on the track. So. Let me go back.
So here's the restart.
Yeah.
And this is in turns 3 and 4. Just like that on the outside. Do we hear Fowler lift?
It's left. Yeah. He left. I don't know. I see it on board. I don't know. I don't know. Surely
Listen. Was he getting loose? Did maybe he feel himself getting loose because he dropped the gear?
Maybe. Because the onboard is moving the throttle too much. Sorry, the wheel.
Watch. Or did he accidentally grab a gear when he didn't mean to? All right, so interesting enough, we are back, and we're going to go green. We're actually going to get a natural green-white checker. Clindy is your leader. He did not want to see that caution.
Do you think somebody have a chance at least to make the pass on Clindy? I think it's not a chance. Actually.
Well, I do. I mean, I think anything's possible. But what I think Clindy's going to do is he's going to do a late restart. He's not going to give Ramsey, time to get a run and pass him on the high side down the backstretch so he can slam the door going into 3. Because if he does that, race is done. I don't really see anyone passing anybody else after that point coming to the checkered flag. But what we're going to see is then all of a sudden Clindy's going to go to the very bottom of the racetrack and slam the door. So see where he's positioned his car. The pace car is off. We are going green this time by.
Green.
Oh, and Ty Quilla gets a good jump on Richie Hurd and gets a legal pass on the outside coming to the restart zone. Sorry. Clindy got a good jump, and he's in the middle of the racetrack. Here comes Quilla to the bottom.
Oh, no. Whoa, that's pretty close.
And this is exactly what Clindy wants to see. He wants to see his wingman helping him out. White flag in the air. Clindy's got himself a 0.3 of a second lead on the final lap. As Ramsey is all into the back end of Quilla. We're going to go 2 by 2 for second place and third place. Down into 3 and 4. Clindy's going to win this thing.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
wow.
Oh.
I'm gonna say
Ooh.
NASCAR style when you make the contact on the back and wow. Richard Herring Cole, jumping star. You make the jumping star to Quilla.
All right, let's take a look here at the final standings as a little bit of victory donuts.
Oh no. I know.
There you see Clindy getting the win, and that's exactly what he needed. Our defending series champion gets back on track with a win here tonight at his home track in Illinois. Devin Ramsey, best finish ever in the ISRA, comes home second. Ty Quilla, another podium finish for Ty here in the ISRA. He comes home third. Richie Hurd, the track record holder here at Chicagoland in real life, comes home fourth. Rigney very quietly gets into the top 5 here. The host of the most. Good race for him. Wags in 6th. Forsythe 7th. Fowler, sure he's going to want this and think this one back. What happened? But he comes home 8th. Ryan O'Donoghue, the stock car vet from the AMA. I think maybe put some of that stock car knowledge to use here in the drafting in the final parts of this race. Brings it home 9th for a top 10. Tristan Fortson starting in the front row. Brings it home in the top 10. Mark Amini, 11th. Not indicative of kind of where he was finishing there at the end. He was in the top 10, just outside of the top 10, and in the final stint there. Rodriguez in 12. Jacob Collins had a bit of a rough day, but brings it home 13th. Jason Collins, boy, you can't separate the Collins, really. They're back at 14th there for Jason. Mason Mitchum, 15th. Justin Kirby survives the weather, comes home 16th. And an early incident, Lewis Hayes, 17th. Rick Rayvon, bit of a rough day. Led a ton of laps, though. Comes home 18th. Mark Murphy, also a rough day, 19th. Corey Miller in the Van Halen car finishes 20th. Brian Greenlee, Gary Lover, Coker, Lionel Callisto, Callisto was shaping up to be a good day. He's high in the points, but not a good finish day. Finishes 24th. Reagan 25th. There's your top 25. And Herrick Gallas and Omir. Omir trying a little bit of fuel-saving tactics that didn't pan out for him, unfortunately. Live and learn. That's what we say back at 28.
Kind of controversial final, to be honest. But well, that's race. So, yeah, it's really smart of David Ramsey to do that over Quilla, and he worked good actually. So we're very good on him. So 19 spots for Ryan O'Donoghue, the driver of the day today. 1 hour and 9 minutes. Really short race actually. Wasn't really short.
All right. Trying to get a replay here. All right. And
I watched the replay. That's pretty smart. I never tried to do that. They almost Christopher got out for that move, but I never tried that, and was a pretty spicy finish actually.
a spicy finish. All right. And let's go to the B-roll. No, we're out. Good. All right, let's get our DJ to cue out the music there. There we go. And we will bring Ty Quilla up into the booth and talk to him about this race. And a little bit of excitement there at the end. Here is Ty Quilla joining us in the booth for the P3 here today. A bit of an interesting race for you. Back to the front to the back a couple of times. The racing was kind of rough out there. I think the track temp might have been playing games with a lot of you guys. It's not a very simple, straightforward Chicagoland race it looked like out there. A lot of slipping and sliding, but a pretty exciting finish. And I think was pretty key to helping your teammate get the win there by being his wingman and kind of holding off a mad group of 4D drivers that were very desperately wanting to get to the front.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, those 4D guys were very intimidating today. Anytime they were around me, they seemed to have the pace on me the whole race. So, man, that was crazy how they were able to pull through some of those turns on the bottom. I wasn't able to quite figure that one out the way they were. So, congrats to them on that. That was really a heck of a drive from all those guys.
It's kind of a tale of two halves for this race. The first half of the race, a lot of green flag running, and then we saw Rick get to the lead and just kind of take off and then pull away from you guys. You guys obviously went to fuel conservation mode. How tough was it to see the leader keep pulling away while you guys are trying to hit your number? We weren't quite sure exactly what the number was, but the best guess that we could make is that you guys were just, you knew Rick wasn't going to make it, so everybody was just kind of lining up and conserving fuel, knowing that Rick had to make an extra stop.
Exactly. You kind of just got to believe the strategy is going to work out in your favor. And it just barely did. That caution came out right between them. So, sometimes you get lucky. You just got to believe in your strategy sometimes. So, Kyle being the strategist he is, you just trust his word, and then hope you can save the tire. That's my biggest struggle, was saving tire. I was not doing very good at that first stint there. So, luckily the cautions fell a little later for me. And, I was able to use some tire.
I guess my last question for you then is that restart. Richie, I think, was on the radio saying that you jumped it. It looked good from this point of view. For whatever reason, Clindy got a good restart, but it doesn't seem like maybe Devin got a good start and kind of binded up guys behind it. And you just, and the way that also Clindy was positioned on the restart really opened up the right side, and a right side pass when you go green before the start finish line is a legal move.
Yep. Took advantage of the racing rules, I guess. Kind of timed it perfect. I almost got a black flag there. That was close. So just kept my eyes on Kyle. Did a little coordination there. Tried to do our best to make it happen, and luckily got away with it and was able to save it coming out of, I think it was either coming out of 2 or 3. Can't remember there, but Devin got into the back of me, and I thought I was going into the wall. So was able to hold her.
Shout outs, any friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to for the big P3 today?
Just shout out to the ISRA guys. Thanks for putting this on. P1 guys, as always, shout out to you guys. You guys always do a fantastic job. Rogue Racing teammates, thank you as well, always for having the good strategies and putting up with me. So appreciate you guys. And 4D guys, thank you guys. That was some really good racing, good clean racing. I know there was a little bit of contact there at the end, but all in all, really, really fun racing with all those guys.
Well, we know you got a win in the Votive Season 2 season. I think that a win's not too far off in the future here in ISRA if you keep adding up on these podiums. So congratulations, and we'll catch you eventually when you do get that first win. But continued podiums, of course. We'll catch you at the next race when we go to Legacy, Kentucky.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Take care.
That is Ty Quilla. Let's go ahead and take a look here at Devin Ramsey and bring him on in. Here is Devin Ramsey, finishes second today, best career finish here in the ISRA. Devin, you know, kind of in the mid-pack for a lot of the race, and then as strategies and pit stops shake out, all of a sudden, you're kind of up in that top 5, having a chance there, coming to the final restart. Not the fastest, but what happened there on the restart?
I don't know. I believe those two are on teams, and I didn't get a great restart, and then we were all just kind of there. I didn't really have anything for Kyle. I didn't have the speed that he had. I was matching lap times, but I couldn't, with the dirty air, I couldn't just get sucked up to him enough.
Talk about your guys' handling. I know that Ty said that you 4D guys really had it hooked up on the bottom. Now, this is a fixed setup race, of course, so there's no special sauce in terms of special setups out there that we see like in an open setup league. But did you guys hit upon something in the roll bar area, the anti-roll bar area, as well as a weight jacker combo that worked really good in these conditions to help your cars rotate on the bottom? Because we kind of saw all your cars, you know, on the bottom all day today. And not a lot of cars were able to do that. Rick was one of the few, and seemed like the 4D cars were the other ones that were able to kind of rip the bottom where everyone kind of went up to the top.
Yeah, we talked about bars, but I think each one of us had just a little different bar setup and weight jacker setup, and I personally struggled for the first probably 30 laps trying to figure out the middle to the top side of the track, and finally I just decided I was going to run the bottom, backed it up, just back the corners up just enough where I'd get a better run off the exit of the corner, and kind of backed up entry to middle of the corner, and it helped me a lot.
Well, maybe you can still put that knowledge to use next week when we go to Legacy, Kentucky. It's a very similar track, but a lot flatter, so backing up those corners might be able to help you out. Well, congratulations on getting the P2 today, your best finish here in the ISRA. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to? I know you got a lot of teammates.
Yeah, all the guys at 4D. Appreciate Jim for pulling me into this league and having the confidence in me to run with all these guys. I'm not much of an open wheel racer, but I try. Shout out to Chris Stouffer for allowing me to get this P2 tonight, because if he was here, I would probably be P3.
And that is the mic drop for the teammate. Well, congratulations, Devin, on the big finish. We'll catch you in a week when we go to Legacy, Kentucky.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And we will bring up Clindy now.
Points up.
Here we go. Here is Clindy. Clindy defending the home turf yet again. Not only defending the home turf, but backing up your win from last season here. And, as they like to say in the football speak, getting off the schneid by getting a win here after 2 awful first races. You got to feel pretty good to defend the home turf and back up your win here from a year ago, and to finally break through with a little good luck finally.
I'm the Midwest best, baby. Put me at any track in the Corn Belt of America, and I'm going to rip it. I was really, really pleased with the quality of racing today. I had a lot of really spirited battles. I really loved this racetrack. I loved that we got to do it in the daytime when it's warm. I loved that we had to save fuel, and there were different strategies. I think everything about this racetrack is perfect. It's a shame that it's sitting vacant. So NASCAR, ISC, you guys know what to do. Get Indy cars back here. Get Cup cars back here. This place puts on some of the best races on the planet, and it's right by my mom and dad's house, so I can go catch a race anytime, or at least I could have when I was younger. But you know, now it's a flight, skip, and a jump away. But nothing the old pocketbook can't handle.
Win number 6 in the ISRA, the all-time wins leader, at least on the open wheel side of things. But the interesting thing of the race for you is one of the not the last restart, although I'm sure you did not want to see that, considering how big of a lead you had at the time. You could tell me about that if you want, but the restart where Fowler kind of brought you guys down, and you guys took off, and then something happened to Fowler in turn 3 and 4, and you just smoked them on the high side, pulled away, and that was it. Did you get a chance to hear from Fowler, find out what happened? We kind of rode with him for a couple laps under the last caution to kind of see what happened, and he might have grabbed the gear wrong, might have got a little loose. We're not quite sure. What did you see hear from your point of view?
Yeah, so I talked to Devin about it in the waiting room, and I knew immediately on pit road that he took fuel only. And when he was talking to Devin about it in the race, he had meant to uncheck fuel, and he ended up accidentally unchecking tires. So I don't know if he stopped and then decided to not unclick, or it takes 4 or 5 seconds to like readjust your box and have your crew get ready for a tire change if you had them unclicked when you stopped originally. So I think he figured it was better for himself to just try to see what he could salvage on old tires. And unfortunately for him, old rubber here is slow rubber, and I really just blew by him like he was standing still. So I really feel bad for Chris. Those little technical slip ups happen, but you can't blame the crew in iRacing because you're the one who pressed the button, right? Unless he's got a crew chief spotting, in which case blame that guy. So
well, and to have one of those guys sometimes is kind of helpful. Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors for the big win to kind of really kick off your defense of your title this season. Go right ahead.
Yeah, we're already up to 1,020 subs. So shout out to every single one of you who watches the P1 Broadcasting Network, watches me race these open wheel cars, watches the AMA series, the trucks and the Xfinity and Cup cars that Murphy broadcasts, the Tuesday Top Split that Gary puts on, as well as the IIS and any other special events that we put on P1 Broadcasting, and the Monday nights. Everything we do on this channel is for you guys. I just hope you're having a ball, and now we'll just get a little bit of fun money for the channel, which is awesome. So speaking of fun money, the Votive Racing League pays me real money to have them on their car and to recruit you, the general public, to the league. It is free to join, and is the mission is to let anyone get to the level of racing where they feel comfortable jumping into the big leagues of the IR18 on ovals. I think Shane's tinkering or thinking about throwing together either a road course or two, or maybe something with open setups, but we'll see where that goes in the future. But joining the Discord is free. If you come and do the tracks that we're doing in Votive, I will give you coaching for free in our practice sessions, or you can book coaching time with me outside of the league times, and I will charge you a small fee, and you can learn to go as fast as me. Hopefully not faster, because I will be very sad.
Well, don't forget about your track guides. They're a big part of the channel.
Yep, and those are free on the channel. I will answer any question you have there, and I give you basically if I ran on the track for 5 minutes and needed to make the baseline tools a little bit better, what would I do? If I'm making my first Q attempt of the week, what would I do? Obviously, there are a few more tips and tricks you could do to get a little bit faster, but just hop in the races with me, ask me what I'm doing, and I'll be way more open and upfront there. I can't give the secrets to everyone on YouTube all the time, so I'm giving you B+ stuff. So please know that that's intentional. That I am doing that all the time. Shout out to Techtopia Systems, our pre-made PC part supplier that's the presenting sponsor of Tuesday Night Top Split, and a partner of the channel and Rogue Racing. And shout out to all my Rogue Racing teammates. It was really fun to coordinate that last restart with Ty. I hope that the 4D guys can forgive us for me baiting them low and Ty taking them high. I really don't think there's anything wrong we did there, but we're willing to say, hey, we're sorry, and make the rule book a little bit tighter and not exploit it. But if the gaps are there in the rule book and the gaps are there on the racetrack, we're going to take them every time. I think what we did was above board, and everything after that was just hard, clean racing. Nobody crashed, and we got a 4D car and 2 Rogue Racing cars on the podium. And shout outs to everybody on the podium and in the 4D Raceware crew. Chris and I raced really hard earlier, and Devin and I raced really clean, and I think I put my right front tire in Chris's side pod because Murph was blinking all over the place, and I apologize to him for that. But we kept it straight and kept it going. So that's what's important, is getting these IR18s to the finish, especially in these longer races where strategy and kind of taking your time matters. And then shout outs to all my friends and family across the world who's watching. I see Hillary, Catherine, April, my mom, all in the chat. Some other road racing fans, Will Stearns among them. So everybody out there, Hunter, my teammate, is in the chat. So everybody who chatted and rooted us on, friend or foe alike, just make some noise. We want to hear it, right? So hit that like button, give us a like spike, and we'll see you tomorrow night on Tuesday.
All right, and we will see you tomorrow night on Tuesday and next week right here in the I almost said Sim Motion. Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series when we go to Legacy, Kentucky next week. Another place we know you're good at. We'll see you there. So congratulations on the win. We'll see you in a week.
Thanks, Gary. One more thing. Sorry. If you're at the racetrack, you can take I-80 to I-39. That's where Minonk, Illinois is if you go south on I-39. And you can find Segerman Farms, run by my cousin Craig Segerman, my biggest fan. And he can get you corn and agribusiness solutions anywhere in the lower 48. So thanks. Sorry, I forgot.
They gotta get the sponsors paid. Well, congrats. We'll catch you in the next one.
Gotta get the plugs in.
Yep, you do. All right, and we'll take him down there. Lewis, wow, it sounds to me that now 3 races into this, and we got a bit of a rivalry, at least at the team level, kind of budding. We got the resurgence of 4D Racewear, which has been around for a long time, maybe under other names, but they've been a team for as long as I've been on iRacing, and so that's going back to about 2020. And now we have a newer squad in the form of Rogue Racing, kind of building a bit of a rivalry there between those two. And we kind of also got to the bottom of what happened with Fowler in turns 3 and 4 on that next to last restart. I guess he didn't get any tires on his car, so he had an extremely worn set of tires and got very loose into turns 3 and 4. And what we heard was him lifting and grabbing a gear almost as quickly to keep his car from spinning out, because it sounded like he was about ready to get loose. But Lewis, kind of a spicy race there at the end, right?
Yeah, it was a really spicy in all the race. When Reagan hit Murphy, when the last pass of Ramsey on Quilla. Well, Quilla said nothing. So at least he understand the last lap free for all. Actually.
Right.
Everybody can do it. So I always said in the last lap you can do whatever you want. I know sometimes you hit somebody, you can lose the car, and you lose everything what you did in over the 100 laps. So that's bad. So good for Clendy. Actually, we have a new leader on the standing. I know it's 3 races, but Stoffel didn't lose too much points. It's 3 points back over Matt Wagner. And Rigney with 6, maybe 9 on the back. So we still have a lot. And like you show now, is Kentucky next one. Really tough. It's really difficult. It's not like it's not sticking the car in the track. The car is going in the air because it's the old track. It's a little bumpy. The car is going to the wall in turn 3 and turn 2. You have to manage everything, so it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be a good approach. Without this track, is really I love this track. Actually, CHICAGOLAND is really nice, but Kentucky is really difficult for all of these guys. So today was a good race, short race for us, and really entertainment. I really enjoyed the race from the start to the end, and yeah, was a pretty good one. So for me, nothing more to say. See you on Thursday. I know it's not P1, but it's really important because we have the Indy 500 quali for the ERN Motorsport Peace IndyCar Series. So it's going to be really interesting to see all of these big guys in there. And see you next Monday on the ISRA from Kentucky Legacy.
And as mentioned, the points have been updated. And as he did mention, Matt Wagner is your points leader with 127 points over Christopher with 124. Rigney is in third with 118. Then we have a really tight battle from fourth on back. Hearn and Clindy are now tied for fourth with 117 points. Only 1 point back from Rigney in third. Then Forsyth is the next driver back. He's at 116 points. Devin Ramsey now up into the top 10. He's 115 points total. So it's 127 for Wagner, 124 for Stouffer, 118 for Rigney, 117 for Hearn, 117 for Clindy, 116 for Forsyth, 115 for Ramsey. Callisto still in this thing, 109. Mark Murphy still in this thing, 105. And Jason Collins still in this thing at 103. Still very early, but man, the points are so tight. And we love seeing a lot of parity. But eventually, as the longer the seasons go, we'll see as the cream rises to the top, especially Clindy and those other drivers, Murphy, Wagner, those that had wins last season, try to establish themselves in this season too. Let's get on out of here. Give everyone back their Monday night so they can go watch Netflix and rerun of Raw. And so that's it for today. Once again, your podium from Chicagoland. Wow, it was a good one, folks. It really was a good one. One of the better races we've seen in a while. Clindy gets the win. 6th career win here in the ISRA, the career wins leader in the open wheel side of things. Devin Ramsey, best finish ever, comes home second. Ty Quilla comes home in third. That is your podium. Join P1 again next week for round 4 of season 2 of the Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series. As the teams and drivers head to Legacy, Kentucky Speedway. Coverage begins around 9:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, it's 9:35. Just be online around 9:30, and you'll be sure to catch everything. Remember, as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at youtube.com/P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know you thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe. And while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so I'll miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series tomorrow night at Legacy Charlotte Motor Speedway. Coverage starts at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss it. I want to thank all of our subscribers that get us to the 1,000 mark. Thank you very much. You've been a huge part of our growth. And I want to thank you for being or choosing us to subscribe to on YouTube. It means an awful lot. The ISRA Open Wheel Series is brought to you by the Sim Gaming Expo. Get ready for the ultimate simulation gaming experience. The Sim Gaming Expo is bringing all genres of simulation and gaming technology under one roof. Join us September 5th through 7th in Chicagoland at the Schaumburg Convention Center to try out the latest gear from the biggest brands in the industry. Meet your favorite streamers and to celebrate your passion for simulation with our incredible community. Don't miss out. To learn more or to get your tickets now, go to simgamingexpo.com and be a part of the simulation gaming history today. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook, follow them on X and Instagram. Links are in the description. So, for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at P1 at the Sim Gaming Expo and ISRA, I'm Gary Gatto saying to all good night and thanks for watching. I know all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless them, come home safe. Catch us again right here next week at Legacy Kentucky Speedway for the next race of the Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series. Good night.